Welcome to Stonewatch. This is my open spoiler discussion for Star Wars The Bad Batch, and if you haven't already, please smash that subscribe button and click on that bell so you get notified for future videos. And be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And yes, I just got done watching The Bad Batch Episode 5 Rampage on Disney Plus, and I gotta say, it was pretty good. But you know what? I also gotta say that it still kind of feels like it's like the adventure of the week type episodes we've been getting the last 2 or 3 weeks. Now, I'm not completely complaining. I mean, it still was a fun episode to watch, don't get me wrong, but it still felt like it did the last couple weeks. However, they did change it up a little bit by, instead of the Bad Batch saving Omega, this time around, she got a chance to save them. And also, we find out this is where she finds her little light bulb that we saw in the trailer. Now, she wasn't really all that good with it this time around, but I bet you she's going to practice with that thing. And I think it'd be really cool if they have a small scene within this episode or the next episode showing her practicing with it, getting some pointers from the guys in the Bad Batch and how they use the weapon more effectively. I think that'd be a really cool scene. I think that could be a really powerful scene in this series, maybe her and Hunter, him trying to show her how to aim and all that kind of jazz. I think that'd be really cool to see. Myself speaking as a parent, I actually kind of like to see that scene. So I don't know. Let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. I just like those Adventures of the Week type episodes that we've been getting the last couple weeks. We also got some tidbits that feeds into the overall story as well. Like this week, we get to meet the characters. Sid, now she's being played by the great Rhea Perlman, Carla from Cheers fame. Now, I'll have to admit, I did not recognize her voice at first when I heard it, when I watched this show the first time. But doing research for this video, I noticed that she was in that animation movie Sing that came out in 2016. And I loved her in Canadian Bacon. That is one of the most underrated comedies that's out there. I love that movie, man. John Candy is the... You know what I'm saying? Now, Sid is a Transdosian female residing on Ormantel, where she runs a cantina called Sid's. Before Order 66, during the Clone Wars, she served as an informant for the Jedi. That's how Echo knew her name and where to find her. But apparently, he didn't know her species or her gender. It was Omega who seemed to be using some kind of insight on sniffing her out in the cantina when she was not going to reveal herself when being asked by the Bad Batch. I don't know if it was deductive reasoning or maybe the Force that was guiding her, but she was able to point her out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I just wanted to bring this up because I thought it was really cute, and it kind of reminded me of my kids when they were growing up. Now, when this episode started, they were giving Omega her own comlink device on her arm, and she was just so geeked to be getting this. And I thought it was kind of funny because then she kept on playing with it even after she was told a couple times it's not a toy, and then she would do it again, and they would give her a look. She was like, "That's right, sorry, not a toy." But again, it just reminded me of my kids when they were growing up, and I thought it was cute, and I loved how they just kept playing with it through the whole entire episode. And I'm hoping they're not going to do that every single episode, but I thought it fit for this episode, and I like that part. That was one of my favorite parts. After Omega rats out Sid to the Bad Batch, everybody goes to Sid's office where they could talk in private. Now, once they're in there, they start asking questions. They bring up a hologram of Fennec Shannon. Hey, do you know who this person is? You know where we can find her? Sid said, "I don't know who she is, but I know a bounty hunter when I see one." And they're like, "Well, can you find out who she is?" And we fall into that same little formula from Mandalorian season 2. It's I'll help you if you help me type situation, where she says, "Well, if you do something for me, I'll get the information that you want." So she tells them about this job that she has retrieving this kid from slavers on the other side of the planet. She said, if you do this job for me, I'll split the bounty with you 70-30. I get the 70, you get the 30, plus I'll give you the information that you want. They reluctantly take the job. Now, the Bad Batch were actually able to accomplish this goal fairly easily, even though at the very beginning of it, they end up getting themselves captured, and it was up to Omega to come in and save the day, which I thought was pretty cool. It was a different twist than what we got in the last couple of weeks. But nonetheless, it was kind of cool to see, because not only did she help the Bad Batch out of their situation, she also helped them what they were there to do, because they thought they were there to pick up the kid. They thought the Faline kid was the one that they were supposed to get. Come to find out, that's not who they were supposed to get. Muchi turns out to be a Rancor pup. Now, I've seen videos online and people kind of debunking this already. Now, I did read the Aftermath books, but I didn't remember that they actually said the name to the Rancor supposedly that was in Return of the Jedi, and I don't remember what the hell that name is offhand. But when I saw this, I'm going, is this supposed to be the Rancor that Luke kills in Return of the Jedi? Because if that's the case, and now I know its name, I feel bad for the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I first, you knew it was murderous and stuff like that. All the books I read about Rancors, they're not nice animals at all, but now I know the name and it looks so cute. Like, just like Omega says, it looks kind of cute up close, right? So it's kind of hard to see. It's like some man-eating monster that we saw in Return of the Jedi. Now, I don't know for a fact of whether or not this is the Rancor from Return of the Jedi, but I don't know. Now that I know this name and stuff like that, now I watched another video from another channel earlier on today, and they were talking about the name that was in the Aftermath book. I didn't know that one either, so I don't know. So what do you think? Do you think this is the Rancor from Return of the Jedi? Let me know in the comments down below. But we do know, however, that this is a Rancor meant for Jabba, because Bib Fortuna and a couple of Gamorrean guards show up to pick up the thing. So at least we know for a fact that it is going to Jabba. Whether or not that's the one we see in Return to the Jedi, we'll just have to wait and see. But they did accomplish their mission, so they did get their information. They find out that the bounty hunter is hunting them down is Fennec Shand. She's new to the scene, but yet she's already got a reputation for being skillful and being ruthless, which we saw perfectly well in last week's episode, right? I mean, she killed that one guy coming home. There was like a thread on Facebook like a couple days later and saying, hey, this is John, and John was on his way home from work. He just got himself a new job after not working for a year. No. And all of a sudden, Fennec Shand comes on and he's dead, and that's it. Now, I did make a comment saying, how do you know his name was John? He looks like a Derek or Matt to me. I thought that was kind of cool that somebody actually kind of took the time to make up that story. I guess maybe if they ever do one of those from a certain point of view, Bad Batch-like type novels, that they could probably do a story like that. Tell me what you think about that in the comments down below. Now, after Sid pays the Batch and gives them the information that they were looking for, or at least some of the information that they were looking for, she says, I got more work for you if you're up for it. Hunter says, I'll think about it. Now, as he's walking away, Sid makes the comment saying, having somebody like Fennec Shand coming after you, you guys must be really valuable. And then when he turns back around to look at her, she said, don't worry, I'm good at keeping secrets, like really ominously. And so that offer, hey, I've got more work, became something completely different, saying, hey, I'll keep my mouth shut, but you need to do something more for me. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out, probably next week, right? I mean, we're definitely going to see Sid again. I mean, in this series, I don't know how many times we actually will see her, but like in the previews that I've seen online, it seems like she's going to be at least in a couple episodes. So we'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. Does she eventually rant them out? And then that's how Fennec, kind of curious and seeing how that's going to really play out. Now, I did see at the beginning of this episode when they were going to go free slaves and stuff like that, Echo didn't seem like he was too cool with being a mercenary. It seemed like that bothered him. I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe just think about that in the comments down below. I mean, it just seems like it bothered him. Out of all of them that are in the batch, it seems like it bothered him. The other ones that they seemed like they were kind of just rolling right with it. Hey, we just got to do what you got to do, right? He seems like he's doing it, but I think that might end up being a problem within the next episode or two. Still no sign of Crosshair. I mean, that's 2 episodes in a row that we've gotten. He wasn't in it. I mean, they've been talking about him on and off these 2 episodes, but he wasn't actually in it. So maybe we'll see him next week. Again, I still want to see like maybe 1 or 2 solo episodes just focusing on him and what he's dealing with over on the Empire side. I think that would be an awesome thing for them to do. I hope they do that. They probably won't, but I hope they will. Wrecker is still complaining about headaches, so that's going to come to a head pretty soon. And I think it's going to be like a tragedy when it does, because like you can see how well him and Omega are getting along. Then when Sid said she was like the brains of the operation, and then they kind of high-fived, that was kind of cool to see. So when he falls, when that chip, because everybody thinks that his headaches are being as a result of his inhibitor chip trying to kick in. So when that does, it's not going to be good. I mean, he took out our baby Rancor for crying out loud in this episode. So what's anybody else going to do to him, right? So I don't know. That's not going to be good when when that thing kicks in. I mean, who knows when that's going to happen, because we got 11 more episodes to go in this season. So I don't know. Did you see the Bad Batch episode 5? Let me know in the comments down below. Did you like it? Where does it rank so far in the first 5 episodes that we've gotten for you? Me, so far, I don't know. I still think that the first one's my favorite. I know all these other ones are feeding into the overall story, and it's like Adventure of the Week type stuff that's kind of like it. I like it. It's fun, but it's like, okay, I got to pay more closer attention for the stuff that I really want. So I don't know. I have to wait and see how it all plays out. So let me know what you think in the comments down below.